In this video, I just want to show you how we can use some of our factors to very quickly discover whether a horse has a preference for a particular set of race conditions or not. And to do that, I've logged into the members area, and from here, I'm going to come to the settings page, and I'm going to create a custom race card. And I'll do that by clicking on the Add New Race Card button here at the top. And once I've come into this, I'm going to look for our preference factors, and I can do that just by simply searching for pref in the top. And you can see here we've got a number of preference factors. They are distance, going, course, race type, course type, similar distance, and similar going. And then we've also got whether a horse is ranked for each of those. Now I'm just going to start by showing you how we can do it very quickly using the rankings for each of these. I'm going to put them in here. I'm just going to call this preference rank. That's the name of the race card. I'm going to add this race card. Now while I'm here, I'm also going to create a new race card just with the raw preferences on. I'm just going to simply add all of those preference scores. Oops, I put the rank for distance there by mistake. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to leave them in the order they come in. Obviously we can move them about if we want to, but I'm just going to leave them in the order they come in. I'm going to call that pref raw. There we go. I'm going to add that race card as well. So we've created those two race cards. Now I'm going to come back to the dashboard here, and I'm going to choose a race. Let's take this one here, this Goodwood at 235. Obviously a lot of runners here. Now I'm just going to change to preferences rank first of all. And this is really useful because by using this we have our Reynolds Ranking column. And that uses all the other ratings to come up with a rank. And we can see what goes into it by clicking on the Reynolds up here. And we can see that all of the ratings on this race card are being used to calculate the Reynolds Ranking score. So we can simply sort that from lowest to highest. And the lower the score of Reynolds Ranking, the better. And this is using all of these ranks to tell us which horse is best suited to the preferences for today. And it's as simple as that. So we can see here that Don't Stop Dancing and Volatile Asset are the two strongest. Then Threat, Maxi Boy, and obviously we can keep going down. However, these two are the clear preferences from a preference perspective. These are the two horses with the best preference. However, based on the odds, just at a quick glance here, we're probably not going to want to use that, but you should use this alongside your selection process. So if you're using what I taught in the webinar recently, or another selection process, you've got your short list of horses and you want to know whether they are going to be suited in the race. You can create a race card with just these preference factors in, and then very quickly find out using the Reynolds ranking which are likely to have the most preference. So for example, if Threat was on your list as a potential selection in this race, you want to know whether actually the conditions suit, then you can come in here and say, well, yes, it's in the top 3 or the top half of the field, but the conditions should suit this horse very, very quickly. You can also then come in and say, well, okay, the going is good, course is good, race type is good, course type is good, similar going is good. However, the distance not so high with an 8. Obviously it's a rank, so the higher the rank, as in 8, 9, 10, the worse the horse. 1, 2 would be first, second best, third best, because it's a ranking. So we could say, okay, well, for this exact distance of 6 furlongs, the preference isn't strong. However, over similar distances, it's pretty strong. So, give or take a few hundred yards or so, this horse is strong. So actually, we can probably improve that a little bit more. We can consider that to be a bit better than maybe the ranking is actually showing us. So that's how you can very, very quickly see if a horse has a preference or not for a set of race conditions. Now, while I'm making this, I'm just going to have a quick look at the raw scores as well. So these are obviously the raw scores. With the raw scores, the higher that score, the better. So if you actually want to get an idea of how strong the preference is for a particular horse, maybe if we come back to threat here, we can see that actually, generally speaking, it's pretty good. So there is no preference over this distance, but similar distances, the horses near the top. Don't Stop Dancing has obviously got a very strong preference here for similar distances and also for race types, which is quite interesting. At the moment this horse's odds of 130, but it might be worth having a slightly closer look when you know that the preferences on such an outsider are strong, particularly over the distance. However, there is no preference on the going, which could be a concern, but then a number of the horses don't have that in this particular race. So that is how we can very quickly find out whether a horse has a preference for a race. I'm just going to come back and have a quick look at another one. So let's come back here. Let's get out of the Goodwood Festival, have a look instead at just a standard race. Here we are. A 13 runner, 1 mile, 2 furlong class 4 race. I'm going to come back here to preference rank card. This is the race card. So once you've made your race card like I showed you earlier, you can just select it from the drop down here. And I'm going to sort by Reynolds Ranking, and immediately we can see these are the 3 horses with the strongest preferences across the conditions in this race. So it can be that quick. And if you've got your short list of horses that you are considering to bet on, you just want to know whether the preferences are good for them in this race, this is a very quick, a very easy way to do it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will look forward to seeing you in another one. Goodbye for now.